Essentially, by taxing, we were trying to make sure that we are keeping a trail and also making sure these are going to be eventually compliant with anti-money laundering rules and making sure that these kind of operations don't end up inadvertently to funding any kind of terror activities. Did realize there's a lot of things happening about transacting those assets, the crypto assets, which we don't recognize as currency. Because currency is that which is backed by a bank, the central bank of the country or the government of that country. So that is yet to happen in our country, and it is going to happen sometime this year. But because the volumes of such transactions outside of this was fairly huge, we also wanted to be sure that, and since there was no regulatory mechanism looking at them, we wanted to make sure money is being, or value of assets being transacted, if they are transacted in an unregulated environment, we were not sure if the, let us say, the FATF's money trail, as they say, travel route, travel line, is being tracked at all. And we were not even sure as to how we can keep a trail following of these transactions which were happening. After all, these were electronic codes eventually. So we wanted to be sure, and therefore we did announce that on the income that is generated out of the transactions of these crypto assets will be taxed at 30%, and over and above that there is a 1% tax deduction at source which is also imposed on every transaction. So through that we will be able to know who's buying and who's selling it, and that 1% is not an additional tax over the 30% that I've imposed. It is only reconcilable with the 30 or with any other tax the person is expected to pay. Essentially, by taxing, we were trying to make sure that we are keeping a trail and also making sure these are going to be eventually compliant with anti-money laundering rules and making sure that these kind of operations don't end up inadvertently to funding any kind of terror activities. So we wanted to be sure when there was no regulation happening, these activities which were becoming now fairly extensive are kept an eye on, and there should be a financial implication on them, and therefore the tax. It wasn't as if we have legitimized them. We haven't said that this is currency. We haven't said that this has intrinsic value, but certain operations are taxable for the sovereign, and that is why we've done this.